Alright guys, Fula coming to you with another video. Shout out to the whole LGBTC. If you like this video, please feel free to like the video. And if you like any other content on the page, go ahead and subscribe to the page, and hit the notification icon. Now listen, you don't have to do it. It's always by choice, never by force, but hey, I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm not going to lie, I do have some biases, but that's neither here nor there. But anyhow, first and foremost, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are somehow, some way finding a way to prosper or cultivating new skills in the current circumstances, in the current climate that we're living in right now. I know it's hard, and yeah, it's sometimes hard to focus, definitely hard to focus because there is so much going on. We have the spike in coronavirus, and it seems like, especially here in Long Beach, in Long Beach especially, I want to say Long Beach especially, I want to point out Long Beach, that they really don't give a care and that they are out and about like nothing is going on here. I mean, you see them going, you see the beaches full, and you see everything like that, and I'm thinking in my head, like, you guys are like really, you guys really don't, like, you guys feel way too entitled, That's the thing. But that's neither here nor there. So, with my videos, when I know that there's a significant figure's birthday, I'm going to give him his birthday, give them their birthday due. I did it with Antonio Maceo. I did it with Guillermo Moncada. I do it with different revolutionaries, the ones who have left their impact in my life, basically, and the ones that I have studied. And it really dawned on me, something just dawned on me today. I'm like, well, I do it about the men who held it down, but I'm leaving out the women folk too, I leave out the women folk. So I'm going to try to hold myself to account and also point out the women who blaze trails in history, right? So we're going to start that right now. And so I want to give a birthday, a C-Day commemoration for one woman who basically was responsible, largely responsible for the shaping of what we know as Cuba, largely responsible for pretty much setting off the flame of wanting to have an independent nation over the Spanish, pretty much responsible for a guy I love. A guy who was highly cultured, focused, but when you mess with him, he was no joke, okay? Responsible for, I'm talking about none other than Antonio Maceo, right? Now, this woman, okay? This woman definitely is one that you would want to have on your team. This woman is definitely one that she would probably enhance you if you were around. And she would probably put vigor in your heart to get things done. And so I'm talking about Mariana Grajales. And Mariana Grajales was actually This is what I love about the Cuban character too. It's crazy because I was talking to my Cuban friend. He's in Florida. We talk on Facebook a lot. I was talking to him, right? And so we were just chatting about, and he was talking about like how the languages of Cuba. He put African languages of Cuba, and I'm not gonna lie. When I went to Cuba, I'm dead serious. When I went there, it really gives you a feeling of Africa. It really does. Just the pace of how they move and things like that. At least where I was in Santiago de Cuba. But someone told me Havana's a little bit quicker pace. That's what someone told me. But yeah, I'm not trying to stereotype all of Africa because if you go to Lagos, shit. Yeah, if you go to Lagos, you in for something going to Lagos. But anyhow, that's what I like about the Cuban character. It's like a multi-ethnic, multi-tribal character. And the reason why I bring this up is because Mariana Grajales, she was from the island of Dominican Republic. Originally her folks were from the island of Santo Domingo. I need to research more about how she ended up in Cuba, but yeah, that's where she was from. That's where her origins lie. Is in Dominican Republic. So Mariana Grajales, her name kind of brings up another hypothesis, and this is just a hypothesis to me. Okay, don't quote me on this, and and I'm not saying I'm right either on this hypothesis, but my hypothesis is that when her family, because mind you, she's an Afro-Cuban, okay? She's Afro-Cuban. When her family settled in Cuba, or when her family placed roots in Latin America, because the fact that she's African, unfortunately, meant that her family was a product of the transatlantic slave trade. So, with that being said, I'm going to say that judging by her name and judging by her rebellious spirit, I'm just going to assume that, her forefathers were Muslim. And the reason why I say her forefathers are Muslim is because the first slave revolt, the first very, very, very first slave revolt to take place in the America was at the hands of Wolof Muslims. Wolof Muslims from Senegal set it off in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. And so I assume that, with her, she probably has that inner lineage. And the reason why is because her name even is kind of like a Spanish, I want to say like a Spanish version of Mariama. And Mariama is a very common West African name, Mariama. So that's why I say that possibly, maybe she was a descendant of Muslims, because I'm going to tell you one thing: the slaves who were like prone to rebel in the Americas were Muslims, most definitely, So, with Mariana Grajales, I don't know really what would put the vigor of wanting independence into her belly, you know? But I mean, she was well to do. In Santiago de Cuba, I mean, she had land. You know, her husband, Marcus Maceo. There's like, I don't know, there's a little bit of a disagreement, or there's a little bit of a gray area, because many people say that Marcus Maceo was a mulatto Venezuelan that settled in Santiago de Cuba. But I talked to some Cubans, and the Cubans say that, you know, that they already were in Santiago de Cuba, that he was already there, that he didn't like come from Venezuela, and that, you know, he wasn't a Venezuelan. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. But the fact of the matter is that those two, Marcus Maceo and Mariana Grajales, produced 9 kids. And most, if not all of the kids were involved in the independence struggle. As a matter of fact, Mariana Grajales said, you know, that if it means for you to die on the battlefield, you die for independence. That's what she was on. And she was talking to her own kids. I really don't know where this vigor came from of Mariana Grajales, you know. But she had many sons. She had Rafa Maceo. She had Miguel Maceo. I believe she had Jose Maceo. I can't name them all, but the most famous of them all was Antonio Maceo. And if you don't know who Antonio Maceo is, I encourage you to read his biography. You can find it on Amazon. It's available. But I'm going to tell you something. Mariana Maceo was the definition of ride or die chick. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. I mean, she did everything. When it came to being on the front line, she was on the front line, housing the soldiers, the insurgents who were fighting the Spanish, feeding the insurgents who were fighting the Spanish, tending to the insurgents' wounds when the Spanish were attacking them, you know? And another thing about her that I find interesting is that I think although they were Catholic, I believe they were Catholic, she was definitely in touch with the isms, because she did some kind of ceremonial thing when the fight for independence kicked off. Okay? It was some kind of ceremony. So she was definitely in touch with the isms, okay? I'm letting you know right now. Right? So, you know, you have a strong woman there. You know, not only is she like strong physically, but she's strong spiritually as well. You know, a lot of people in Cuba called her the mother of Cuba. You know, the mother of patriotism for Cuban nationality. That's what they call her. Real talk. They call her that. You know? So, with that being said, you know, I guess unfortunately, like, you have some sellouts and things like that, and collaborators with the Spanish who are posing as on the side of the Cubans, but really wasn't on the side of the Cubans. You had that in the struggle. And so I guess what happened was that, you know, her life was in jeopardy, and so she went into exile, and she went into exile into Jamaica. And unfortunately, like, she never would see the independence of Cuba because she died before that. But this woman is worth looking into and worth studying. I'm going to try to find a biography of her, autobiography of her myself, so that way I can like tap in. And it's crazy because I'm not into horoscopes. Okay, don't get it twisted. I'm not really into horoscopes like that. But she's part of the Cancer game, and I'm part of the Cancer game because my birthday was just 3 days ago. So her birthday is on the 12th and mine is on the 9th. So that's pretty cool. That someone shares like the same birthday month as me, and I guess that vigor, comes from basically God. Even her name. I'm just gonna end with this. Even her name is a powerful name. That's a powerful name. If you really think about it, Mariana Grajales, that's a very powerful name. And so, with that being said, I want to just give salute to her. She's an ancestor, and she fought for Cuba to be its own entity, and she did it pretty damn good, man. So salute to Mariana Grajales, and in the future I will have more figures, more female figures that I will honor. And I'm not doing this in a way of a simp. I'm just doing this in a way of a nigga who respects what they did. If you know about me, you'll know that I don't call a woman goddess. I don't call a woman queen. I don't do none of that, So, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Too bad there's no Mariana Grajales right now. I'm telling you, like, I honestly, I think with her insight and stuff like that, and her passion, I think she wouldn't be following Black Lives Matter though. She would be kicking off some other stuff, knowing her, But anyhow, that's all I got for now, guys. Leave your thoughts and leave your comments. Feliz signing out. Jada.